Nithyanandam, can you hear me? Thumbs up? Yeah, because some people can't hear you. Okay. Let's start with the Guru Vandanam. So visualize Swamiji in your third eye. Sit straight and close your eyes. Nithyanandam Paramashivam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gaganasulusham Tattvamasya Ekam Nityam Jamadamachalam Sarvadi Sakshi Bhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. Thank you, Nithyanandam. Welcome to Kailash Courtyard Manifesting Power Session. Fifth week, we are going to get into the deeper and deeper science of enlightenment. Swamiji is giving us breakthrough after breakthrough and much deeper and deeper cognition every time and much grandier satsangs. Now we are very lucky to have a 1 hour, 2 hour satsang so that we just melt and we just get soaked in the space of enlightenment. That is what Swamiji is now getting us. Just by in the space of satsang, we'll become enlightened, I think. That's so beautiful that Swamiji was talking about the first person, second person, third person, and the fourth person. I would like to go ahead with all these cognition that Swamiji has given and the cognition that we've been discussing about. More and more we understand the depth of what Swamiji is telling, the more we are going to start learning about ourselves much deeper. Swamiji is telling us how we exist as consciousness. If we exist as a first person, we are only pampering the body just with food and sleep, and just we'll be living and dying, the basic way of living. Even the monkeys do that, even the dogs do that, even they have the same thing. 95% of the animal monkeys have the same kind of brain, and the mouse has the same kind of brain. That's why they're also trained and they are also doing the same things. How we differ from them is the component of intelligence that we have, the conscious decisions that we can make in anything that we move on. The only thing that we can do, he says very well, the actions that we do is the manifest that you do. Every action that you do is a manifestation of you. If you're able to manifest bending this matter called body into yoga, for example, bending the body. The spoon also is a matter you can bend. But if you are living in the space of consciousness, that I am Paramashiva, from that space you are doing this, then you will understand how to bend a spoon just like your body. As simple as that. But you have to first understand that as your body, as your costume. For example, you have your friend coming to the door and knocking at the door. If he is wearing a scary costume, if you know he's your friend, you're not going to get scared. But suddenly if somebody knocks at the door and you see some kind of costume the person is wearing, if you don't know, you'll get startled, you'll get scared. The reason is how we understand that the friend is only inside that body also. Then even 10 people come at the door, you are very sure, you know it, they are coming at the door. You'll just open and say, come on in, guys. Okay, don't play prank, come in. You will be very clear about what it is. Same way, if you understand, all of us are wearing a costume called the body. The body is not us. There is body, there is mind, there is consciousness. The consciousness is where we exist. The buddhi component, the intelligent component exists. The mind can have intellect, or the body can have its pain and its whatever it's saying. The first person we are talking here is about the consciousness that we are able to see beyond the body and the mind. If you live from the space of consciousness, then you understand that the body or the mind is apart from you. Whatever happening is a consciously even now is happening, whether we believe it or not, whether we accept it or not, whether we agree or not. Even now, all the action is manifest of Sadashiva through us. We only accept breathing, we only accept digesting, we only accept inhaling, exhaling, all these complicated things. We only accept making the food into blood. Those things we agree that consciously we are doing all that. But when it comes to normal cup of tea, I am doing that. Who is doing that? There is no I. This matter cannot move. If matter cannot move, then why are dead bodies not drinking coffee? If you agree that, you have to agree to this. But matter cannot move. Matter cannot drink coffee. Then who is drinking coffee? Coffee is drunk by who? Who is taking the coffee? Who is the coffee? And who is drinking the coffee? That is what Swamiji said so beautifully yesterday. The arrow, the aimer, and the aim, all are one and the same. If you understand this, then you are a great archer. If you understand that the person who is drinking the coffee, that coffee which is there, and the whole action, coffee drinking, everything is the same. If you understand the consciousness is behind the matter, which is making the whole action happen. The decision to drink coffee is you, yes, but the coffee action itself happens as a manifest through you. If we understand like this one by one, every action, the body is drinking coffee. This body is walking. This body is now listening to all of you. And all of you are seeing me. You're seeing this matter through the computer matter. And you are understanding that through internet you're connecting. If you understand, we are like a normal computer. If I don't even switch off the computer, I am the first person, no use. If I at least switch off the computer, I am the second person. That at least I know there is a possibility happening. There is a computer where it exists. But if I install a Windows 10, which takes me to the higher definition of computer, when I move from one person to second person to third person. The first person that I'm talking about is just me. The second person I'm talking about how I am understanding that the consciousness behind this matter is always functioning. I'll be in such a beautiful gratitude space. If so much is taken care for me, why is it taken care? How is it all happening? Swami says even the flower has a costume. How is a flower having a costume? The color, the attribute, the essence, the perfume, the texture, everything of a flower is blocking us from seeing beyond the flower, the energy beyond the flower. If you see energy beyond the flower, like if you can see energy beyond the laptop that you're using right now, the laptop is what you see as a screen, a keyboard, and all these things, wires. But beyond this laptop, there is an energy which is happening, the frequency which is happening inside. So in everything, when we see the whole energy and we are able to connect to our energy, we'll start connecting to all the energy as Paramashiva. But our decision to live that space again and again, that I am consciousness, I am Paramashiva, Swamiji is manifesting through me. If we clearly understand that space, then body doesn't have anything. For example, my son had an accident and he had a foot fracture. Literally a truck ran on his leg, but he did not have pain and I did not have any anxiety. I just went to Swamiji and Swamiji put his shawl and blessed, it will be all right, go to hospital. We went to the hospital, then we took a scan of the leg, not a scratch. And then we understood, because we were in oneness with Swamiji, that Swamiji will heal, the whole leg just healed. And then we had only the bones little bit off the alignment, and we just have to align and come back. A tractor running on the leg in front of me and Swamiji there, and nothing happens to a 10-year-old boy. It's just miracle to the core. How did it happen? Because the oneness space, the Swamiji is manifesting and healing us. We do not have any fear. Then it really starts working as a reality. Once you understand, everything is happening as His manifest. You are the will to decide whether you want to go with Him or you want to say, no, 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 I know how to do, I know what to do, I'm skillful, I have learned this. Then we are going with the mind limited cognition. When we remove the limited cognition and be with the oneness, the ultimate space, how Swamiji is manifesting, always He is available for us, manifesting everything through us. If we understand, He lives like that. And He gives us the way to live as a divine being, as gods and goddesses, manifesting all the reality, living in all pervasiveness. That means we are connecting to all the energy. How you're connecting to internet right now, you're thinking you're connecting to the internet, you're connecting to the Zoom section. That is why you're able to see me. This gives you a conclusion that you're able to see me. But what is behind that? The conscious space that you exist and I exist. We both are in the same tune that we are in this class. Maybe that connects us. How do you think the Zoom is connecting us? You go and deeper when you question all these things, you will understand the subtler and subtler understanding. If we do not understand all these things, that is why Swamiji has given the spiritual routine. First 1 week, we spoke only about spiritual routine because it is so important for us to first get the whole thing ready. How this conscious space is, if we have to understand the subtler things of life, then lots of detox need to happen. The Nirahara, Panchakriya, Haripakhi, all this is very, very important to detox our body. Till we are realizing the consciousness, we need to first detox. Then the spiritual routine, that is the yoga, which Swami says the 12 dimension is aligning to cosmic geometry. How we align to the cosmic geometry means what? The behavior, compulsive behavior pattern completely starts just wither away, because we are able to connect to the subtle. When Master says a word, we should be enlightened. If we have a doubt there, or if we are going backward and forward, there is some alignment which just need to be fine-tuned. The car does not drive us. We drive the car. We don't drink the petrol. The car puts the petrol. So we need to know how to handle this costume that I'm wearing constantly. I am wearing this costume called the body. I took this form. 11 months, I took the identity to understand how we need to function. But that doesn't mean I am the body and I am the identity. I have to live only through this. Now I know that I am consciousness. I can go beyond the body, which is a costume I bought, beyond the mind that I have experienced to the limitation. Now I know that I am consciousness, which is happening continuously through me. How the fish is in the water. Can you tell which fish is closer to the water? No, we cannot. Same way, we are all conscious beings. We are living in the conscious being, breathing, walking, talking as conscious beings. Whether we believe it or not, or whatever it is, we are conscious beings. Understand clearly how we need to decide to live that. That's all. One decision. I am consciousness. Consciousness is continuously manifesting through me. Whether I'm walking, whether I'm talking, whether I'm seeing, whether I'm making all this happen, I just need to have one decision that how I perceive myself. We are a selective listener. Even now, you are listening to me in a very selective way. You only take words what you accept. Rest of the words, you drop it. But when you speak, you listen to me completely, 100%. When you talk to yourself, when you talk to everybody, that is when you speak to yourself, and that is when you are 100% listening to yourself. So that is what is the most important thing. That is why the causing is a spiritual practice. Each one Swamiji has nailed to the core how we need to do the spiritual practice, whether it is satsang, whether it is yoga, whether it is puja, all of them have a reason why we need to do that. Causing is a spiritual practice. Every day when we speak us, we understand, we become the listener first, then rest of them become the listeners. They have selective listening. How much of listening with master matters? The awareness is the listening. Listening is itself God. So how much of listening we have? We are not right now listening. You're listening to your thought currents. You're not listening to me. You're listening to your thought currents. Oh, this is what she's saying. Okay, conclude. That is what you are doing. I am doing the listening of what I am speaking. That is why causing makes us very, very prominent. When you understand these spiritual practices, we become more subtler. We become a very good listener. When we are a very good listener, when Swamiji puts something, it just catches up. So understand from this, even in school, we did not learn. The learning happened to us. Be very clear. Everything is happening to me. So when Swamiji says some cognition, that cognition starts happening to me, then everything becomes a completion. The incompletion just withers away because I know now I cannot be added or I cannot be subtracted, so I cannot be unhealthy at all. Anything Swami says, how do Swamiji heal others? He just goes to the deepest space of himself, and that just radiates into consciousness in everybody and heal the people around him. If they are ready to receive, it heals them. If they are deciding that they are not going to receive, nothing happens in them. It always depends on what receiving, listening mode we are in life. That's very important, and that gets developed by these spiritual practices. Spiritual practices is not just doing puja, just doing yoga. It aligns us. It makes all these thought currents, all the incompletion wither away, and aligns us to the cosmic geometry. So the more the completion happens, and more we are in oneness with Swamiji. The restful awareness, the more the gratitude happens, because I know everything Swamiji is doing for me. Oh my God, this is so beautiful. Whatever I ask, it's happening. Whatever I want, it is happening. So how the whole beautiful thing is manifesting for me. You will become so, even if you see one word, you're so excited in third eye reading. If you understand the whole consciousness is flooding you, how blissful you are. That is why when you're chanting Mahavakya, what is that you're saying? Again and again you're saying, Nitya Ananda, eternally I am blissful. Paramashivoham, Parama means source of possibility. I am in eternal bliss when I am a source of possibility. Again and again you're repeating the same thing. I am a possibility, I am a source of possibility, I am in eternal bliss. So with the mantra, the sound also makes it happen as a permanent consciousness for you. So everything is given as a spiritual practices so that you raise into the reality version, the divine you, which is existing. You can just beautifully flower into that beautiful space of divineness because you are that. Even now, everybody is that. Only thing we need to realize that we are sleeping, we are waking up, we are in the deep sleep. We are consciousness, that's all. As simple as that. There is nothing going to happen to us. Our brain is not going to burst open or nothing is going to happen in enlightenment. We are deciding to be the consciousness. We are in such awareness. We understand nothing is getting added or nothing is taken away. Only thing, all the incompletion is gone because we don't need any more mind to function. We know how to function without the mind. We know that Swamiji is manifesting my action. Mind is not manifesting my action. Once I know that, I am going to be so relaxed. I will not get frustrated in life because I am not forced to do anything. I know everything is happening through me. All I need to do is a decision. Oh, if I make a decision that I am consciousness, will everything happen? Yes, Swami says, live that and see. Live that and see what happens, how beautiful you are. the restful awareness as a microcosm, what will happen to the macrocosm? Instead of worry, instead of fear, instead of depression, instead of anxiety, just you as a consciousness, as restful awareness, what will happen? Let's see. So that is what Swamiji is talking about, the first person. Then second person, even the bone is broken, the kid does not have pain. Then he is calling the body as it. He is not even bothered about the body. At least I don't have a trauma. I am only watching the whole thing. But the boy doesn't have even the whole thing, matter affecting him. Yes, matter cannot affect. But mind says matter is affecting us. So how the matter is affecting us? It is not possible. So he became complete. He said pain is a lie. He is able to see body as a costume, as a matter. And he was relieved from that pain also. So he manifested that as a power. Next, fourth place. When we understand we are consciousness, we understand all of us are consciousness. How all the fishes are in the ocean. We are in the ocean of consciousness, continuously happening. We just came here to celebrate. We came to take the human body because we know that intelligence component, conscious decision component is in us, which is not in the monkey, which is not in anywhere else. So we need this component to manifest our reality. So we came here to manifest our reality is oneness with Sadashiva, the completely melting down with Swamiji, making the whole life beautiful. Just Swamiji manifesting all the powers for us. That is what we came here for. And we forget and we get caught with the costume that we are wearing and dress up the costume, beautify the costume. Yes, you can do all that, nothing wrong. But getting caught with the costume as the ultimate space, ultimate reality is the problem. Understanding the costume is good. We came, we need a costume. So we took this costume and we came. And we have something more than that. With the costume, we came to realize that. Let's get grounded with that. Let's follow all the spiritual routines, take us to the next level. Let's be able to listen so much that we'll get able to grasp what is consciousness, how to live the conscious life, and manifest all the powers. In this sutra, Swamiji gives a beautiful space where the mind rests in the crown center. When will it rest the crown center? When you have such a gratitude. When you have such a gratitude, you will be such humble, beautiful space. The mind will just be in restful awareness. Then the way you connect to everything will be so beautiful that you'll understand that everything is energy. Oh, this is Swamiji, that is Swamiji, everything is Swamiji. Oh, how we relate Swamiji, we'll start relating with everything. And we'll start becoming oneness with everything. That will bring us to the ultimate space of enlightenment and manifesting all the powers of Swamiji. So let's take a few moments to write down how we are going to see this body as a costume and consciousness, the way we are going to live, whether we are taking baths, whether we are walking, whether we are talking, whatever we are doing, continuously we are going to be in oneness with Swamiji, manifesting through this costume. This costume cannot do anything. We have to keep the costume clean, tidy, and very well. That's all. All other things we have to move on to how to understand this consciousness, to live through that space of consciousness that I am Paramashiva, I am Swamiji. So let's take a few minutes, 5 minutes to write down, and then we'll go to the sutra. Yes, this is a very deep topic that Swamiji has given us. So let's write down and go to the sutra, understand deeper science, and then we'll have the Vakyasada. Yeah, please write down how do you understand this first body, second body, third body, the conscious space that you need to live in all the actions. Let's take a few minutes, write down. Okay. Okay, I think there's a question also. Still, people are not able to get this. What is the difference between the second and the third? See, second is somewhere we are first understanding the second body as first we are saying, this is my body, right? The second thing, this is just my body. I have a body, I have a mind, I have consciousness. You're coming to a conclusion, there is consciousness apart from the body. The third is you using this body as it. How you use the laptop. Like that you start using as a costume. That's why even if it breaks or have any problem, you do not have any issue with that. You know that it will just get healed. You're in just superb oneness. You're in the manifesting space of Sadashiva. So the third is literally you're calling it. This costume is nice, beautiful. Okay, fine. It is nice. Like that, you are able to see as a third person. First, you understanding the consciousness. First, you think you're the body. Then you understand there's consciousness, there is body. There are two components in you. The third is you understanding it is the costume. It is not even me. It is not even related. I just picked it up and I just got it here. Fourth is just not even ignoring the whole concept of body and living only consciousness. Completely, the body component is forgotten because consciousness is only pervading all the place. You know, you are the whole conscious space. So yes, it's going to slowly and slowly we'll start understanding. We are in the understanding level. If it has to become the cognition level, that is why we need all these spiritual practices. That is why we need to see. Once you were small, you were a baby, you decided to breathe. So you started breathing because it's a survival. This body, which is a matter, cannot breathe. But the conscious space inside, that whole thing, then you can ask, can we live without breathing? Yes, there are sadhus in the Kumbh Mela, buried under the water, buried under the sand, and they are breathing, they are living. They come out after 6 months and they say they are alive. How are they doing that? So the breathing, the sleeping, the waking, the eating is all our idea of getting caught in this body and mind. If they're able to do tapas, there are so many stories which goes that they stand in one leg and they do tapas. How are they just standing, no eating, no bathroom, no sleeping, nothing? How these people are able to exist? So there is a possibility. It's not that there is no possibility. We also know there is a possibility. But we do not want that possibility for us because we are deciding not to explore that area. If we start deciding to explore that beautiful space of oneness, no, zero problem will be there. We'll be in eternal bliss and eternal love with Swamiji, that the whole thing is happening as a manifest of reality. So I'm just going to read the sutra. Just be listening with the sutra, then we'll have a discussion. This whole sutra, it says Lakshyam Uttamam. So it says the ultimate, how we can ultimate goal of a human being. It says, see everything with your eyes closed, attain the ultimate goal. This is from the Vijnana Bhairava Tantra, Sutra number 34, Dharana 11. It is, the translation goes, by fixing the mind on the inner space within the crown center and sitting stably without any movement, having the eyes closed in succession, by that stability of the mind and the inner space, through the power of third eye, one directly sees the ultimate goal by having the vision beyond the sight, that reveals any object or place attaining the space of oneness with Swamiji. This ultimate goal that we are talking about is the ultimate oneness with Swamiji, experience state of Swamiji, and manifesting all the powers of Swamiji. And this says it's a gratitude. So obviously the master space just downloads into the disciple. By keeping the eyes closed, it is indeed possible to see anything, anywhere by the supreme power of third eye. It's a technique to fix your mind within your crown center, being seated stably, bringing completion to your inner space, thereby establishing yourself the stability of the mind in unbroken succession. By this, one will directly have the vision beyond what is seen and perceived, beyond the selective or shared reality. We'll go into the existential reality. With normal eyes, the vision of the ultimate goal or lakshyam. So by understanding this beyond and beyond, this is also the third eye power of remote vision, to see anything beyond the barriers of time, place and space into realm and realities of far distance, places, even oceans or to the planets away. Being seated in one place, one can see and experience the happening at any place. Or being seated with a closed two eyes, third eye can directly read any book verbatim, explain object or colors or shapes. The Balasans are doing all these things, and we have the history of people doing all these things, and Swamiji is doing all these things. Why can't we do all these things? We can also do when we align with what is given to us. Those with a remote vision can see us from the micro vision of surrounding places and atmosphere, or far off location, or dwelling a vision more sophisticated, precise than GPS system, to microvision of the house, structure, floor plan, and minute object within the house. So you will start realizing that your all pervading experience of Swamiji through his own third eye. You will be able to understand that you are seeing through his own third eye. That is why the fourth level, Swamiji says, not only you will be reading through third eye, but whoever you're sitting with, they will also read through the third eye. You'll be able to manifest through anyone. Because you have decided not only I am Paramashiva, all that exists is Paramashiva. You do not have any incompletion with anybody or any situation or anything. You are interested only in enlightenment. You take a next stand. We have come down all the way to assume this body, especially when the master is alive. We have the highest chance of becoming enlightened. So take the best and the most important step of becoming that space. We have done this birth and death many times, living as a matter, living as a matter, living as a matter. Now we have a chance to live as consciousness, finally. So let's take this and make a decision to start living continuously as conscious beings. First, we'll take that decision. That is what is required. We took a decision to breathe. We are breathing 365 days, 24/7. We were nirahari when we were born. We were only drinking milk. Only after 6 months, we started eating. 6 months, we did not do anything. So we were slowly understanding how the body functions and started creating the mind, creating the identity to understand this world, but cannot fall into that itself. We came for a different purpose. We did not come here just for the costume and making the costume so beautiful, making the house for the costume, making the work for the costume. Everything we are running behind something, nothing wrong in doing all that, but the context we are doing all that is a problem. So let's come up with questions which will make us understand more deeper.
Nithyananda,
any experience, any class? Yes, Nithyananda, yes, ma.
Because here is a person from Argentina. She speaks Spanish. Her name is Valeria, and she asked, a question. She's there, she's waving her hand. Her daughter is being bullied in her school, and she was wondering how you can help her to address this situation, and how can she manage this with her daughter and classmate parents and herself, because she's not finding how to do, even if she's taking these classes and the space of Paramashiva is there, but sometimes in practical life, we would like to hear from you when a kid is experiencing bullying, what can be done? That is the question. Thank you.
Yes, ma. Let's keep the topic to what we are speaking here, ma. For bullying, you can ask her to write to me. I'll explain to her. Because this topic itself is very vast. I don't want to take up a new topic now.
Okay, ma. We will do that.
Just send me a mail, ma.advice@nithyananda.org. I'll explain to her. Yes, any other questions that we can have? Please go ahead and share, or you have any clicks from Swamiji's satsang, you had understanding, please go ahead and share, or whatever you have written as first person, second person, third person, and fourth person.
Nithyananda ma.
Yes, ma'am, go ahead.
So ma, while you were explaining the first person and second person, and while you took us into this meditation of, how we are going to exist as the first person, what I felt was that when I see myself, or I cognize myself as consciousness, and I'm trying to see my body separate from me, there is this deep sense of pain and heaviness in my body. So it's like somebody trying to tear away what I have been clinging to as me, and I am not ready to do that. That I was seeing that, yes, I am consciousness, but to tear away from the body, my entire body went through a certain kind of pain, as if it is resisting and not wanting me to separate myself from it.
Yes, ma. See, the cognition itself, the minute you are saying, I want to separately see, then you are in expansive cognition. The limiting cognition is the mind. You're still speaking. If you write down what you said, it's completely from the mind, right? You have to understand, when you see as consciousness, there is no limiting at all. Nothing can add to me, nothing can be taken away from me. Whether we believe it or not, whether we agree or not, we are consciousness. Nothing can be torn from me, nothing can be pain from me. All that is a mind-related attitude that we carry. We don't have to do anything. We don't have to sit and think, I am Paramashiva, I am Paramashiva, I am Paramashiva. We have to decide I am Paramashiva. There is a difference. We are not doing, we are doing Ajaba Japa as a spiritual practice, but I am deciding not to give a limiting cognition, no negativity, no pain, no pampering. The thought which is saying pain, the thought which is saying tearing, but all that words that come out of is coming from my limiting cognition, which I lived from so many years. I will not encourage those things as consciousness. Now I'm going to say, hey, you are limiting. I know you have pain. You carry on having pain. You feel tearing. Yes, you carry on feeling tearing. I am going to be Swamiji, Sadashiva. I am beyond all these things. There is something beyond all your mind. Mind, I don't need even you. There is no need of that mind itself, which is constantly creating a limiting cognition. That it feels like it is left out, it is not taken care, whatever it feels, you feel. That is how you're supposed to feel. No problem. But I am not that. You coming to a decision, a conclusion, final, okay, this is what you are and this is my space. From now onwards, you don't touch my space. You carry on whatever you're doing, you carry on. But I am not going to accept those things anymore as my cognition. I am going to be only in expansive cognition, that I am consciousness. This is happening to me. Yes, it is also auspicious. If Swamiji is showing me pain, there is an auspicious in that. Swamiji is showing me the a problem, then there is auspiciousness. That is how I will look at the problem also. That is what he said. Any problem, anything is auspicious because Swamiji is manifesting through you. It cannot be something wrong. If something is wrong, then it is limiting cognition. Let's be very clear with the borderline. You want step in here, I will not step there. So once you understand I am consciousness, you decide to start living, then you will go to the next level as third person, even the pain will drop away. First, you have to start somewhere. That is by expansive cognition. If expansive cognition is I am Paramashiva, I am oneness with Swamiji. Swamiji is manifesting through me. All that is happening is Swamiji. So once we start again and again, Mahavakya, if I do Mahavakya, everything gets manifested. These are all powerful cognition, expansive cognition. So automatically the whole thing withers away and I start becoming Swamiji itself, manifesting everything. Getting it, Ma? Am I answering you?
Yes, Ma. Yeah. So when I am able to cognize myself as first person, body as first person, that means I'm separating myself from the body. And when I reach the next level, then I detach myself even with the limiting cognitions, the mind-related stuff, and the emotions associated with with all the masks and my existence. Is that what you're saying? So we keep going to the next.
The first person, you as yes, ma'am. The first person, you as body itself. You do not differentiate at all. You think your body and suffer with the body and mind. You don't believe there is consciousness in you. The second person is what is you. I got it. So the second person, you at least start seeing there is body, there is mind, there is you. Third, you start seeing that body is like a costume. It's just you want it, you wear it, otherwise you keep it in a corner and it doesn't trouble you, you don't trouble it. The fourth person, you just not only think of you, but everybody else in the world is also the same beautiful space. So that is what the whole thing. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yes, please go ahead, Aya. Yeah, thank you, ma'am. Satish, I wanted to speak.
Yes, ma'am. You had asked us to write what is the first body, what is my understanding, and second and third. The first body is, it's like full of incompletions or regular day-to-day activities, need for food, sleep, and attachments. The second body would be, like the incompletions melt down, but the identity is still there. And then the third body is, even the identity stops its hold on us, and we don't attach too much attention to the body. The fourth is, we are part of everything, and everything is a part of us, and we relate with everything as energy. That is what I wrote down.
Beautiful, that's beautiful. See, nothing can be wrong. Whatever you're writing, from that level, start it. So far, we are able to understand it, what Swamiji is saying, and we are able to put it in words according to us. When we write it down or when we speak it, we really start getting it more clearer and start living that words as it's our decision. That's all. That is buddhi component. That buddhi only is going to make us enlightened, because one decision we are going to take when Swamiji says something and we would have caught it. That one click, that is what is the ultimate click that we are going to understand. Like Buddha, when he went and sat, he gave up everything and went and sat. No, he is not anything, and he went and sat. But when he went and sat, he did not give up his body. Once he gave up his body also, I will sit eternity, even if it is dying, I don't care. I am going to be consciousness. I'm going to realize the consciousness. The minute he decided that, he got enlightened. The minute we are consciousness is the only thing we just need to click with. So for that getting clicked, that subtle thing happening in us, for listening to happening in us, we are preparing all these things. All the work is going on towards that only. Yes, Adamaya, you have some questions? Satisha, very nice. Thank you. Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah, a little louder. Yes.
Can you hear me better?
It's very low. Yeah.
Very
Go
low.
ahead.
Yes. So does oneness still exist within each body, 2 through 4?
I can't so much hear you. Oneness?
Yes. I wrote the question on the chat.
You wrote the question on the share. Just get that. And does oneness interpenetrate this bodies? 2 or 3, 4. The consciousness, yes, it penetrates all the states, whether it's sleeping state, whether it is any state. Consciousness is awareness. What is awareness? 24/7 and a CC camera. That's all. It is installed in us. I'm sorry, this is as an example. Like how awareness is, I can think of a CC camera inside us, which is called Swamiji, it's called God, it's called consciousness. It's just so aware of what's happening around us. Okay, thank you. Is anybody else who wants to ask? We can go for the manifesting. I know this topic is very deep. We can discuss it tomorrow also. We'll go for the manifesting session. And you can keep posting the questions here also. And yes. So we can take up some IBANs and some books and really visualize yourself as the consciousness energy behind all these objects and connect to that everything through your third eye, and visualize Swamiji in your third eye and chant Mahavakya loudly, because then only you listen. Otherwise, we are insensitive listening. So loudly when we chant, we hear, I am the possibility, I am the possibility. That whole thing gets into the ultimate possibility. So we'll chant the Mahavakya. And also please draw the maps wherever GPS is and all that, so that we can verify that also, the precision of the maps that you can do also. Yes, let's chant the Mahavakya. Take the round. Slowly remove your eyeband. Yes. Thank you so much. Yes. Anybody would like to share your experience before we conclude? Quickly, you can share and then we can conclude. Yes, anybody would like to share before we conclude? Can you unmute your end here?
Satish Sharma. So again, my daughter wrote a word. I didn't get the right word, but I think there's a stronger click in the sense of, I think, trying to connect with everything as consciousness. I think that is going to help me. I didn't get the right word now, but I know it's going to help.
Superb. That keep going. That whole thing. That whole cognition. Yeah. When you're saying, don't say I didn't get it right now. Swamiji is asking me look in deeper and find out what the word is. The way we speak, we should decide only to speak, or how Swamiji is continuously passionate. He has only compassion. He has only attitude for us, how a mother will come and sit and make us read. Like that, he's making us read through this third eye. He will not not show it or not do it and all that. You just have to be little more. So many thought currents are so heavy on us now. So that's also probably it. Just let's be the only thing that Swamiji is showing us. We have to look in deeply to understand that. Just be with that. Getting it, Talia? Yeah. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.
Ma, I just wanted to share,
Please.
I saw the profile of someone breathing, like just like meditating, and then the picture was this.
Oh, wow. You started seeing pictures. Thank you, Ma. The other day also you saw pictures. I think you should start doing demos. You should see more pictures and start doing demos.
Well,
Great,
some
Ma.
pictures I
Thank
see,
you.
some I don't. Thank you.
Yeah, can you make a post of this and share it in the Facebook, so everybody will also be excited that you started seeing through your third eye.
Thank you, Ma.
Anybody else? Anything Swamiji showed?
Yes, Ma.
Beautiful space to see him. Yes, go ahead.
Yes, I was actually like seeing Swamiji, and we kind of like went through these trees. It looked like somewhere like Maui, and then for like a second, right after that, we kind of like set on like a crescent moon in space for a little while, and it was just like an empty space with him sitting, and we were sitting like on a crescent moon, and just like really relaxing and enjoying everything.
Beautiful, Aya. Thank you so much. Thank you.
You're welcome, and thank you, my Nithyananda.
Yes, Nithyanandam. Everything that he's showing, that's all beautiful. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you.
Aya, please go ahead. Yes, anybody would like to share? Yes, Ma. Nithyananda, Ma.
Thinking when you said about the maps, I was thinking about Venice. Actually, many years, like 35 years ago, I was visiting Venice, but I never think about the map, how the Venice looks on the map. So first things I was saying to myself, I am Paramashiva, and I draw the map of Venice, and then I was thinking how many square meters, how many square miles is there. So I put the number 64. And I have no idea. I just remember, only the Saint Mark, like Platz, and that's it. And then Piazza. And then I Google, and was, really exactly Swamiji shows them up. And I will, never even, I have the picture, but I will never even imagine that Swamiji will show them up exactly. And then in the square meters, I have 64, and in the Google was 160 square miles. So I was maybe will be less because on the water. So, you know, with the years will be less land. Anyhow, Nithyananda.
Nithyananda ma, so beautiful ma. Thank you ma. Please make a post of this and share ma. All these, when people read it, they also entangle into all these spaces. That's the greatest blessing for us. So please go ahead and share what Swamiji is showing us. So deep, all of us are, no, it's like how they do transcendental meditation, they do so many meditation, but we really go into the oneness of Swamiji. That space of Sadashiva is just manifesting. We can physically, tell how we are manifesting that meditation space. So beautiful. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Can we close? We have more sharing, more questions. We'll come back tomorrow. Please share in the chat and please update the form so that we keep going with that. And we'll come back tomorrow again, listen to all the questions and manifest more powers. Thank you, Swamiji. Thank you, everyone. And let's end with the Purna Mantra. Visualize Swamiji in the third eye. Close your eyes. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purna Purnamudashyate Purnasya Purnamataya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. Bhagwaan Nithyananda Paramashiva Paduka Arpanamastu. Om Nithyanandam. Thank you, everybody. That was really awesome session. Thank you, Nithyanandam.
Thank you, Ma.
Thank you, Nithyanandam.
Nithyanandam.
Thank you, Ma. Nithyanandam.
Thank you,
Nithyanandam.
Thank you, Ma.